Namaskar. Is my voice audible?
Nada. यहाँ पे भी unmute करिए. We will now understand the introduction about Sanatan Sanstha. Sanatan Sanstha is an organization which is spreading spirituality in society. The aim of the Sanstha is to impart spiritual knowledge to the curious in the society and to provide personal guidance to seekers for their spiritual upliftment. India is the spiritual capital of the entire world. People from all over the world come to India for peace of mind. And we also understand that Sanatan culture is the soul of Parat. But unfortunately, as spirituality and spiritual practice is not taught to us, our condition is akin to a musk deer. Even though the musk deer has musk, that is a substance with a very nice fragrance that is used in making some perfumes also, it has it in his own navel, but he is unaware of it and he keeps on hunting for it. In the very same manner, we all humans keep on running our entire life in search of happiness. But we are not able to experience this happiness throughout. And we also wonder sometimes that there are very few moments of happiness which come in our lives. Or we can say that happiness is very short lived. Now let us try to analyze what is the primary objective of human life. If you look around, you will find that all of us look different. We come from diverse backgrounds. We have distinct personalities. Yet, there is one common aspect in all of us. What is this common aspect which links each and every human being, regardless of faith, gender, and social or financial status? It is the desire to be happy. Although we are not formally taught how to be happy, irrespective of the situation we may face in life, there is some technical difficulty in the relay of the program. So we will just pause for a minute and we will restart. Inconvenience caused is deeply regretted. We are really sorry for the inconvenience caused. We were discussing about happiness, and we were understanding that there are very few moments of happiness that come in our lives. Or we can say that happiness is short lived in our lives. Let us try to analyze what is the primary objective of any human life. If we look around, we will find that all of us look different. We come from different backgrounds and we have distinct personalities also. Yet, there is one common aspect in all of us. This one common aspect which links each and every human being, regardless of faith, gender, and social or financial status, is the desire to be happy. We are not formally taught how to be happy, irrespective of the situation we may face in life. And moreover, the happiness gained through the five senses is considered bliss. We all try to listen to good music, we eat the food that we like, go out on a holiday, and purchase the clothes of our choice. And from all this, we try to gain happiness. But have we ever wondered that the happiness that we gain from all this does not last long, as we cannot do these things throughout? The pleasure that is experienced with the five senses, mind, and intellect do not last forever. Once that pleasure is over, one can become upset. And we have seen in many cases that sometimes the negativity reaches to such an extent that one becomes an addict and one can even contemplate committing suicide. Now, this is the reason of the extent of negativity that one has in the mind. The reason is that we do not know that bliss is experienced by the soul. When a person he starts getting closer to God, he starts experiencing bliss. Bliss really cannot be verbally described and it has to be experienced. Hindu Dharma describes different ways to move towards God or experience bliss. But people are not aware about which path among all the given paths should be followed. Hence, many of them follow that path which they like or which they are comfortable with. Those who do not do spiritual practice are not benefited by merely listening to spiritual talks. Those who do not do practice if spiritual practice does not take place correctly and they're not able to get spiritual experiences, their faith in spirituality tends to decrease. Many people who visit several temples, listen to various spiritual bhajans, read holy texts, feel that they know spirituality. But in reality, it is not so. For example, those who want to swim cannot experience the happiness in swimming only by mere theoretical knowledge of swimming. Exactly same is the case of spirituality. To make people understand about spirituality and how to put it into practice, Sanatan Sanstha organizes satsangs and lectures on spirituality. And today's lecture has the same purpose. Let us get to know more about the founder and activities of Sanatan Sanstha. Sanatan Sanstha was founded by Parat Guru Dr. Jayant Balaji Athavale ji. He, through the medium of Sanatan Sanstha, has been guiding the curious on how to progress spiritually in a very short period through correct spiritual practice. He has taught Guru Kripa Yoga, through which one can progress spiritually in a very short period of time. By the medium of this Guru Kripa Yoga, which is a combination of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, many seekers have progressed spiritually, thereby making their life fruitful. Paratpur Guru Dr. Athavale ji himself started spiritual practice at the age of 45 and within a very short span reached the zenith of spirituality. Dr. Athavale ji is a medical doctor by profession. After completing his education from Mumbai, he did extensive research in the field of clinical hypnotherapy from the year 1971 to 1978 in England, and he presented his valuable research papers at various scientific conferences. After coming back to Mumbai in 1978, he started practicing clinical hypnotherapy and he continued his research work. In the year 1982, he founded the Indian Society for Clinical Hypnosis and Research, and he commenced the publication of an annual journal on the subject. Along with this, he started taking classes on clinical hypnotherapy at different places in Parat. During his clinical tenure from 1967 to 1982, he observed that about 30% of the patients do not get cured by the clinical hypnotherapy. Rather, they get cured after visiting some saints, performing rituals like Narayan Nagbali, or going to some pilgrim centers. Now, due to his innate curiosity, he began an in-depth study of the science of spirituality. He realized that there existed a science far superior to the physical and psychological medicine and medical sciences. And that was the science of spirituality. He then became a firm believer of God in 1982. Due to his curious nature, he also started visiting saints in the search for answers to his doubts about spirituality. He himself undertook spiritual practice, and with the objective that not only his patients but also the society should get benefit from the knowledge he had acquired, he wrote a book on spirituality in the year 1987. Since then, he has been writing many holy texts. Till September 2020, about 325 holy books in English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Kannada, Malayalam, and many Indian languages and few foreign languages, including Spanish, French, Nepali, German, Serbian, have been translated. Holy books have been translated in 17 languages, that is 11 Indian languages and 6 foreign languages, and around 8 million copies have been distributed so far. The translation of holy books is still going on. It is because of his inspiration only that we are able to spread the message of spirituality through the medium of satsangs, classes for children, websites, Sanatan Prabhat, publishing of research papers, and holy books. Today, we have with us Mrs. Shipra Juwekar, who will be addressing us as the main speaker of this discourse today. She is doing spiritual practice for the past 11 years under the guidance of Sanatan Sanstha. I now request her to please guide us on the discourse. Shipra ji, please.
Thank you, Kritika ji. Namaskar to all. I pay obeisance at holy feet of Jagat Guru Bhagwan Sri Krishna ji and Parat Guru Dr. Athavale ji. We will start the topic today. First, let us know the very important question of our life. What is the goal of every human being? It is attainment of eternal bliss. So what is bliss? Everlasting and supreme happiness is called bliss. So the goal of every living being is attainment of eternal bliss. Why have all of us joined here today, keeping aside all of our work? Because there is a thought that we will be able to learn something and we will be able to get happiness. So this thought had made us attend this lecture. Now you see, all living beings from an ant to a human, all we work tirelessly day and night for what? To gain supreme happiness. But do we get happiness which is never finished, which is never decreased? No. The way to gain this supreme and everlasting happiness, which is called bliss, is not taught to us in schools or colleges. Bliss can be achieved only through spirituality. So, in today's lecture, we will be learning different aspects of spirituality according to the relevant time. Have you ever wondered what is the cause of all the problems we face in our life? Let us have a look at it. The fact is that the cause of 80% of the problems we face is of spiritual in nature. Spiritual practice is needed to overcome spiritual problems. Let us know this in little detail. Around 20% of problems in an individual's life is caused due to physical or psychological factors. 30% of problems are caused due to physical or psychological factors, along with spiritual cause. And 50% of all the problems we face is caused only due to spiritual factors. So it means 80% of problems in life are caused due to spiritual factors. And the only remedy to these problems is to perform spiritual practice. By spiritual practice, the problems are either solved or we get the strength to bear our destiny. Those who want materialistic gains, they benefit from Sakam Sadhana, that is, practice of spirituality with expectation. And the sorrows in their life also reduces. Those who are desirous of spiritual upliftment, they get bliss by doing Nishkam Sadhana, that is, practice spirituality without any expectation. So, spiritual practice is must for getting bliss in our life. But what kind of spiritual practice should we do? This question maybe come in our mind also. So chanting is the only spiritual practice in current era, that is today's Kali Yuga. What happens is that for God's realization, various spiritual practice were told in various eras. As we know, there was Satyug. So in Satyug, all the people were in Soham Bhav, that is, they were one with God. The people of this era were so spiritually pure that the path of knowledge was best suited for them as they could perceive God through the path of knowledge that is known Jnana Yoga. Then comes the Treta Yuga. People were spiritually capable enough to undertake intense penance and meditation, that is tapas. So they followed Dhyana Yoga. In Dwapar Yuga, they would make progress through ritualistic worship that is called Karmakand. So now what about the current Kali Yuga? Many saints have said that chanting God's name is the best spiritual practice in Kali Yuga. Bhagavan Sri Krishna has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Yadna Nam Japa Yadnosmi, which means that chanting is the best spiritual practice in Kali Yuga. The unique feature of chanting is that it does not have any limitation of time and place. Chanting, yes, chanting can be done at any place and at any time. For example, while we are working in office, while we are traveling, while we are doing household work, etc. Spirituality is the sign of putting into practice what we have learned. In spirituality, in fact, practice has got 98% importance. But what happens as we see today, many people feel that as they perform some ritualistic worship, then what is the need of satsang? In reality, whatever religious practice we may be doing, we should, yes, we should see that whether the said practice is as per the present time and whether we are progressing spiritually or not. In worldly life also, we progress from first standard, then we go to the second, then we go to the third, and so on we complete our education. So this is also applicable in spirituality. Is my voice audible to all of you?
are able to progress spiritually, and that we are able to get some spiritual experiences, because through these experiences only we come to know that whether our spiritual practice is correct or not. So let us understand about this today. For this, we will understand that in today's discourse, we will see what are the problems in our lives, and there are problems which are called Pitrudosh or ancestral problems, and what is the importance of chanting uh, Lord Dattatreya's name so that we are able to combat the ancestral problems.
Culture, we give due respect to our parents. Hindu Dharma tells us about the 4 debts that we have to repay. Debt unto ancestors, that is Pitrudosh, is one of the 4 debts that we have in Hindu Dharma. Serving our parents when they're alive and after their death, in order to elevate them from Pitrulok. Rituals like Shraddha are done. We all know about Shraddha. Through this, we are able to clear our debts unto our ancestors. We use the wealth and property of our ancestors, but we do not do anything to elevate them from Pitrulok. In the present world, people do not even have a feeling of gratitude towards their ancestors. Many people ignore the fact that they have to help their ancestors gain the onward momentum in their journey after death. So our ancestors, they get angry on us, and in order to make us realize that we have to do something to help them gain onward momentum in their journey after death, they create problems in our worldly life. And at such times, people try benefit. Now we shall understand what are the signs of Pitrudosh, that is ancestral problems. In order to know if we have Pitrudosh or not, let us try to understand the various physical, psychological, familial, financial signs related to the ancestral problems. Some of the signs are incurable illnesses, skin problems, etc. These are the physical signs to indicate that there are ancestral problems. Feeling disturbed, fright, feeling startled, murmuring, illusion, getting nightmares, insomnia, obstacles in marriage, marital disharmony, not able to conceive, abortions, delivering a premature baby, having a mentally retarded child, child dying in childhood itself, not having peace of mind in spite of having a lot of money. These are all the indications of ancestral problems. If we study these problems, we will come to know that in Kali Yuga, almost everyone has ancestral problems, either mild, moderate, or severe. In order that our ancestral problems are elevated and that our ancestors gain onward momentum, we should daily chant Sri Gurudev Datta, which is a very simple and easy solution to such ancestral problems. We saw the problems faced due to ancestral problems. To avoid such problems in future, or if we are facing mild problems, we should chant the name of Lord Datta for 1 to 2 hours daily. We can also refer the slide which is being shown to you. For those facing medium distress, they should chant for 2 to 4 hours daily and also have darshan of Lord Dattatreya on Thursdays and circumambulate the deity 7 times. Those people who face severe distress should chant for 4 to 6 hours daily. We may perform rituals like Narayan Nagbali, Kal Sarp Shanti, Tripindi Shraddh after consulting experts in this field. Along with this, we may perform spiritual practice at the worship of Lord Dattatreya Bhagwan, and we can stay there where Lord Dattatreya's sthan is there, and we can serve a saint to receive his blessings. Now, we may all have a doubt in mind as to how do I spend so much of time to chant? The answer to this question is simply that start chanting regularly. Chanting is not bound by limitations of time and place. We can chant at any time and there is no restriction whatsoever. When we are doing any work using intellect, we can try to chant in mind. For example, when we are having a bath, doing our daily course, while traveling, while cooking, sweeping, doing exercise, we can chant in the mind. Once we start chanting, we come to realize that we actually do get sufficient time to chant. We all should keep in mind that whatever time we get, we can sit and chant with concentration. This is the importance of the name of Lord Dattatreya. Since many people are not doing spiritual practice, they are entangled in the materialistic world. That is, we call Maya in Hindi. Since they are entrapped in materialistic world, their likes and desires remain with them after death. That is why the subtle body, that is in Hindi we call it a linga deha, it remains unsatisfied when the body dies. Such unsatisfied subtle bodies remain entrapped in Mrityulok, that is the region of the dead. Lord Dattatreya is the deity who gives them momentum in the journey of the departed ancestors. By chanting the name of Lord Dattatreya, the subtle body along with the other departed ancestors are benefited in a short period of time. Hence, we all should try to chant the name of Lord Dattatreya with a lot of concentration and wholeheartedly. Just as Sri Ganpati is the deity of intellect, Ma Saraswati is the deity of knowledge, Lord Dattatreya ji is the deity who liberates our departed ancestors. By chanting the name of Lord Dattatreya, we are protected from the ancestral problems that we saw some time back. A protective sheath is formed around the person who chants the name of Lord Dattatreya, and we can also pray to Lord Dattatreya before doing the chanting that, O Lord Dattatreya, let my ancestors entrapped in the Bhuvlok, that is the nether region, they get liberated, they get the momentum in their afterlife, and let them be able to move ahead in their journey. Kindly protect me from the distress caused by these ancestors. Let your protective sheath be created around me throughout. All this we can pray at the lotus feet of Lord Dattatreya ji. For more information on this, please visit our website sanatan.org and sanatanshop.com. We should all try to chant the name of Lord Dattatreya this week as and when we get time and with a lot of spiritual emotion. For more information on ancestral problems, importance of spirituality, Dattatreya chant, and limitations of science, etc., we can visit the website. And books on spirituality for a blissful life, religious conduct, for a spiritual living, etc., are also available on the website sanatanshop.com. Let us try to take benefit of this. Now, as we see all around us the present time, we have seen that since the last few months, a subtle virus named Corona has been creating havoc all over the world. Till the latest time, about 10 lakh people have lost their lives all over the world, and around 1 lakh people have lost their lives in Bharat itself. Till now, around 3 crore people have been infected worldwide. This is the current stage that we are facing. We are facing such hard time. Along with this, the attitude of politicians of other nations to extend the territory of their country has resulted in them trying to illegally take over the land of the neighboring countries, thereby creating a political instability in the world. This has created a warlike situation all around the world. There is a tension at the Indo-China border too. So we never know when the Third World War will commence. Though the above said factors seem geographical, we should keep in mind that it is the result of the time cycle, that is the Kal Chakra that we call in Hindi, and it is bound to happen. Because many saints and seers have given indication of the upcoming adverse times. The Third World War will be so terrible that the previous two world wars will be like a child's play in its comparison. The Third World War will be catastrophic. There will be mass scale destruction and many villages will be wiped out. These are the words which were said by Parat Guru Dr. Athavale ji. Same way we all know about Nostradamus, who had said that the two world wars were just like a child play uh, of people. Such were the First and Second World Wars, and the Third World War will be very, very difficult. We also should understand that Nostradamus had made this Bhavishyavani, or he had foreseen the world war, and he had also said that this world war will be very, very difficult for us to imagine. Also, we will need spiritual power to combat these adverse times. The period from 2020 to 2023 will be that of catastrophes and war. In 2023, a divine kingdom akin to that of a Ram Rajya, that is kingdom during the rule of Lord Sri Ramji, will be established. From this, we can realize that the adverse times have commenced already and the corona pandemic is just the beginning. About a year back, nobody must have thought that a subtle virus would bring the world economy to a halt. But since saints can foresee, they give indications and make us cautious. If we understand the indications given and abide by them, then we will be able to go through the adverse times with ease. The adverse times is a part of Kal Chakra. We all need to understand. Earthquakes, floods, pandemic are just indications of the adverse times. The adverse times is a part of Kal Chakra. We can all see that the corona pandemic has disrupted the economy worldwide. Unemployment and inflation affect the day-to-day life of an individual also. We do not know when the situation will normalize because nobody can actually predict it. Though all are waiting that the corona vaccine should come, we do not know if the situation will change all of a sudden. This is the effect of Kal Chakra, that is the time cycle. This period is the end of Kaliyug within Kaliyug within Kaliyug and commencement of Satyayug. This period is called a Sandhi Kal, that is the transition period. Though outwardly it will look unfavorable to all of us, if we do spiritual practice in these times, we will be spiritually benefited a lot. In this pandemic, we have got the facilities like TV, mobile, and internet. When we will have to face a situation worse than the present pandemic, the above said facilities may come to a halt. In such a situation, in order to remain calm, we need to have good spiritual power within us. We need spiritual practice to increase our spiritual strength. And we must understand that God takes care of the devotees in adverse times as well. If we have good spiritual strength, then God incarnates or takes care of his devotees. We have seen many examples of this in our holy books and Puranas. One such example is that of Bhakta Prahlad ji. Bhakta Prahlad was harassed by Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad invoked God's blessings and, ignoring the egoistic Hiranyakashipu, he started chanting the name of Lord Vishnu ji. To prevent him from chanting the name of Lord Vishnu, he was thrown in boiling water, pushed down from a tall mountain, and led to be trampled upon by wild elephants. But he was saved every time. In fact, Lord Mahavishnu incarnated as Narsimha and killed Hiranyakashipu. All these are not just stories from the Puranas, but even in these times, many have experienced God's blessings which cannot be defined intellectually. It is akin to the grains in a mill being powdered, except for those who are near the rod. Similarly, if we perform spiritual practice and adhere to it, we will be not crushed like the grains in the mill. Saints have said that there is no upward momentum without spiritual practice, no evolvement without momentum, and no liberation, mukti, without evolvement. No final liberation, that is moksha, without mukti. So we all have to take maximum spiritual benefit of the human life we have got, lest our human life is wasted without achieving anything. Those who are connected by FCC, here we are ending our main discourse about spiritual practice, and this session is now open for question and answers. Those of you who are connected on YouTube and you have any doubts on the topic which is presented today in the discourse, you all can also ask your questions by way of the comment box. So this session is now open for question and answers. We have purposely kept this session because until and unless our queries are not solved, we are not able to progress and we are not able to do spiritual practice. We have
All
understood the
participants are muted and they can unmute
chanting aspect
themselves.
today. So if you have any questions, please ask. A kind request to all of you that if you have any questions, you can ask one by one. You can unmute your mic and you all can ask your questions.
Namaskar, Kritika ji. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There was a question in YouTube from Rajneesh Sharma ji. He has asked that I have various gurus. Is it fine to pray to them? So I think we can answer Rajneesh ji that it all depends on one's belief and faith. So for praying, yes, you can pray to your guru. So we request our viewers that if you have any question, you are free to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, you're audible. You can ask.
Kritika ji, there was also one question. Uh, can I say it now?
Yeah, sure, Shipraji.
There was a question put up by one of the viewers that they have got one close friend and they are not able to conceive a child. Although they have spent 2 lakhs rupees also, they have done all the medications. Even then, the friend's wife is not able to conceive. And instead of they have done so much of puja part and Tirth Yatra also. So what is the problem they have asked? So as per the spiritual science, there can be two causes behind this problem of not conceiving a child. The first is of destiny, and the second is of Pitrudosh that we have heard just now in the discourse. So, if the problem is due to Pitrudosh, that is departed ancestors, then first of all, you should be doing Tripindi Shraddha, and both of the husband and wife, both of them should be chanting 2 to 6 hours of Sri Gurudeva Datta, the chant which we have said today, which we know, we have known about it in today's discourse. And secondly, if conceiving the child, that problem is because of Pitrudosh, by chanting Sri Gurudev that it may be cured. And if it is due to destiny, then it is impossible to change. So this was the answer about the question.
Yeah, you can ask your question. Yeah, pardon? Yeah, it is because during the death of a person, it is said in our Dharma Granths that whatever thought that we have during our death, we go to that particular place, or we do get stuck in those thoughts only. So nowadays we see that 90 to 95% of people, we are not doing any spiritual practice. So during the death of any person, the thoughts that one has is of property, of children, but nobody chants the name of God at the time of death. This is because during the lifetime of a person, he is not doing some spiritual practice. So during the death time also he is not able to chant the name of God. That is why he is not able to get the mukti or the liberation. And as per the thoughts that he has, he may get stuck in the property, in the children, and that is why he is not able to progress further after his life. So that is why he or she, that person, tries to tell his daughter or his son that I am in a lot of distress and you should do something for me. The pitras or the ancestors, they get angry on us and they try to tell us that we are in a lot of pain, so you do something for our mukti, our final liberation, so that we are able to get the momentum after our life. So this way of telling us is through various physical and psychological problems, or family or financial problems that we discussed in today's discourse. So that is why we have ancestral problems. Pardon? Can you please repeat? Children are supposed to do the Shraddha. Plus, along with that, we need to do a chanting of Sri Gurudev Datta chant on a regular basis, so that our ancestors, they get momentum after their life, and the ancestral problems that we are suffering, they get reduced, and we are able to live a blissful and a happy life. This we can do. And the prayer also that we mentioned in today's discourse, that also we can do, so that our ancestors, they get momentum after their life. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Somebody told us Nagadosh is there. So we went to south and we did that puja, Naga temple and all. And that also we have done. But and mantra I may not be saying Gurudeva Datta, but other mantras we regularly chant. Other God's name we regularly chant. So I just wanted to know, means if all these things, see, for me God is one. Any God, see, I sometimes on Tuesdays I pray for Ganesha. Then Fridays I pray for Lakshmi. Thursdays I may pray for Sai Baba. But I think all God are one. All God are equal. And I can,
You are
yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah.
Uh, I would just like to add on to this that since we have different departments in the ministry, in present government also, same way, God works through different deities. Every
Okay.
deity is assigned a particular task. Combating all the ancestral problems. So if we do worship Lord Dattatreya, then the ancestral problems will get cured.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, you're most welcome. It was a very nice question and a very nice interactive session that we have today. Shipraji, are there any other questions?
Namaskar, Kritika ji. One of our viewers, Priyanka Ashna ji, has Jap also I do, but
Muted.
I think Priyanka ji a very nice and practical question because if we start our spiritual practice, it is a very common problem that we do jap and then we skip for few days or few months. So what we have to do is to bring consistency in our jap, that is in our spiritual practice. For it, we can also increase prayers. Just like we have heard about doing prayer to Lord Dattatreya ji. In the similar way, we can pray to God that please get my sadhana regular. May I may be able to chant more, and also you can do vastu shuddhi of your house also. It may help to increase sattvikta in the home so that it will help you to do the nam jap. And then you can also put up some reminder or alarm in your phone so that when it when it rings, then we will be able to remember that we have to chant. We have to deliberately make a sanskar on our mind that we
There is a message in the conference that people are not able to hear. So maybe we are facing some technical issues. Am I audible to you now?
Namaskar, Kritika ji. Am I audible?
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible, Shipraji.
So
Hello.
the answer was you knew the answer or not? Should I repeat it?
Yeah, we could hear your answer.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it was about making sanskar on the mind of Namjap. Last line we could not hear.
That was it, Tai.
Okay. So here we are concluding today's discourse. I would like to inform you all that the next discourse in the series of this online discourse on spiritual practice will be on the 18th of October from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So, just a humble request that we all should join this discourse also. In these lecture series, discourse series, basic information about sadhana will be taken, and weekly satsangs will commence for those who are interested in progressing spiritually and achieving bliss. We will learn concepts of spiritual practice, how to get rid of bad habits, and also learn ways to get rid of personality defects like anger, jealousy, laziness, depression, etc. We ourselves can take part and also invite our relatives, friends, well wishers, and colleagues who are interested in spirituality to these satsangs. We shall conclude this discourse here, and we shall pay obeisance at the holy feet of God, that due to His grace only, this discourse on spiritual practice could be conducted. Despite many technical issues, we could be able to conduct this discourse. So we are very much grateful unto the holy feet of God. Namaskar to everyone. We hope that you all shall join the next discourse on 18th October. Namaskar. We conclude today's discourse by paying obeisance at the holy feet of God, that despite many technical issues also, we could be able to conduct this discourse by His grace only. We are much grateful unto your lotus feet, God. We hope that all of you shall join us on 18th October in the discourse on spirituality. It will be from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. See you all. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Namaskar. I can see that still some of our viewers are there on the FCC, and Miss Priyanka was not able to hear the answer. So, Priyanka ji, are you there?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Am I audible?
Uh, Hanji, Hanji Priyanka ji, we have heard your voice. Now we will able to see the answer of your question. You have asked that you have started spiritual practice, that you are chanting, but there is no consistency, and you do it for a month and you skip for few days. So it is very practical question, Priyanka ji. The first thing is that it is very nice that you have started a spiritual practice. So it is very common that we may get some obstacle or some other kinds of problem while doing sadhana, that is a spiritual practice. So what we should do, that we can do some prayers to God, that let my spiritual practice be without any obstacle. Let me please increase my bhav, increase my bhakti. You can pray like that. Secondly, you can have some reminder on your phone, so that after 30 minutes the phone will remind you to chant. And also you can do some auto suggestions that will be learning in our next discourses. So it is requested that you please join our next discourse on 18th of October, so that your question is also answered more deliberately, more elaborately, and then you can have the solution for it also. For now, you can increase your prayer. You can increase Vastu Shuddhi also by using Gomutra, sometimes, or some types of Sattvic Vastu. You can do that. Is it clear now, Priyanka ji? So, those who are still joined, if you are willing to ask any question, you can ask, or we will stop here for now. Namaskar to all of you. Namaskar to all of you. Our next discourse is on 18th of October from 4 to 5 p.m. We all request you to please join the discourse and get the benefit spiritually. So let us meet on 18th of October at evening 4 to 5. Namaskar.